One Zambia, One Nation, and thanks for joining us on Zanis News to present. My name is Juliet Mtele. Top stories in the news tonight. President Hichilema assures youths of support. "17 escaped death in Lusaka Chirundu RTA. About 165 Mufria cooperatives and groups empowered. Plus, boxer Guluwe records first win at Ghana All-African Games. Zanis News in detail. President Hakainde Hichilema says his administration has put special attention on the needs of the young people in the country, describing them as the engine of the economic development. The president yesterday launched the National Youth Policy aimed at enhancing youth participation in the country's economic and social development agenda. The head of state said this during the National Youth Indaba and launch of the National Youth Policy under the theme Zambia at 60, Be the Change. Here are the details.
President Hakainde Hichilema has now made it a habit to perpetually meet and interact with the Zambian youths whom he describes as agents of economic and national development. On Friday the 15th of March, President Hichilema yet again had a date with the Zambian youths drawn from all the 156 constituencies of Zambia. It was during the National Youth Indaba where the president also launched the National Youth Policy under the theme Zambia at 60, Be the Change.
Please go through this policy, read it, discuss it, extract components that you want to run with. And the government and our partners will work hard to support you to realize your dream. No one succeeds by chance, no one. I've never seen any. So the old habits of tantamene will not make us achieve. Queue up and the money is dished to you. You must ask the question, where is that money coming from? Is it sustainable? No. That's why you have a debt mountain. The money was borrowed, dished out, stolen, and then you were singing songs. The youth, stop singing songs for destructive activities.
Earlier, President Hichilema took random questions from youths who engaged him on various issues pertaining to their welfare.
What is the delivery plan in terms of giving us a university in Northwestern so that our people gain access to education?
This government will continue putting more money in education. Every year, we will put more money in education because you heard what I said. It's the best thing to do. It's the right thing to do. For the individual, for the family, for the community, for the country.
Captains of the industry urged Zambian youths to take advantage of opportunities around them.
I want to give a charge and a challenge to the youths. Rise up and take your positions. There are a lot of times when positions that are meant for the youth, they have been taken up by old people who are grandparents and they call themselves a youth chairperson.
Between the I think 5 banks partnered with the Ministry of Agriculture towards the end of last year to provide financing for agriculture. And for people to be able to access that financing, there was a process that was put in place between the district office and the banks and the Ministry of Agriculture. The reason why we ask for information is so that we know who you are.
It is therefore increasingly evident that Zambia's inclusive and sustainable development trajectory relies on the ability to harness the potential of its vibrant and youthful population through skills development, increased access to productive inputs, and enabling greater market linkages nationally and internationally.
Various cabinet ministers were on hand to offer additional information. Students from various higher learning institutions across Zambia were also in attendance. Kalan Muchima reporting for Zanis in Osaka.
And delegates at the just-ended National Youth Indaba in Lusaka have applauded President Hakainde Hichilema's demonstration of commitment towards the welfare of youths in the country. And the youth feel President Hichilema's gesture of launching the National Youth Policy shows that youths are being given the necessary attention by government. Mtalekani filed in this report.
President Hakainde Hichilema on Friday, March 15, 2024, launched the highly anticipated National Youth Policy. The launch of the national document was the climax of a successfully held three-day national Indaba in Lusaka. During the launch, the head of state touched on various issues, including entrepreneurship, much to the delight of the delegates.
Entrepreneurship will really help the economy as well. You know, instead of just depending on the government for employment, you can have self-employment as well, even help other youth.
As you can see, we have a lot of youths here. It shows that the youths are interested in knowing more about what the government, what the ministries have to offer for us, what's there, and how we can come on board and help and learn.
The youths welcomed President Hakainde Hichilema's announcement that his government is working towards making access to Constituency Development Fund, CDF, and Citizens Economic Empowerment Commission, CEC funds less bureaucratic.
He has emphasized the youths to work hard. He has emphasized the youths to take part in CDF funds. Any opportunity that he has given as a platform, the president has said, "Oh, let us all the youths take part of the CDF. Everything that the government has offered." What we are used to do back, you find that a youth wants to get a loan from CEC, then they ask, what's your collateral? So if he can do that, then everyone will have an access to CDF.
The launch of the National Youth Policy has given youths a sense of belonging regarding national matters.
As at now, we feel we are being recognized by the nation. It's nobody's responsibility to tell us what to do. As youths, we need a mindset of change to see the change that we want the Zambia to be.
The president has actually really emphasized on the point of us youths changing our mindset towards development. We need to take charge of the economy. We need to take charge of the resources. We need to take charge in the fight against substance abuse, because this is actually the biggest challenge that which is hindering development amongst our youths.
With the National Youth Policy being launched by President Hakainde Hichilema, it is up to the youths of this great nation to take advantage of the national document. Mtalekani for Zanis News in Lusaka.
Thank you, Mtele, for that report. Now, in Eastern Province, 166 vulnerable youths drawn from Chipata, Katete and Vubi districts have graduated from Chipata Trades Training Institute under the International Organization for Migration Implemented Project. The Organization for Migration Chief of Mission in Zambia, Keisha Livermore, says her organization will continue working with government to address the various socio-economic challenges. Here are the rest of the details.
109 vulnerable but viable young women are among the youths of Eastern Province who have graduated with certificates in different skills under the International Organization for Migration Implemented HIV Knows No Borders project. The project is being implemented with support from the Netherlands government.
This phase was implemented by IOM, we are also known as the UN Migration Agency, and it is in partnership again with Save the Children and in collaboration with Ministries of Health, National AIDS Councils, relevant gatekeepers, and local community-based organizations. IOM further partnered with Young Africa to support the skills development and empowerment of young people in Mozambique and in Zambia.
Witnessing the graduation ceremony, International Organization for Migration Chief of Mission in Zambia underscored the goal of this program.
While our primary goal was to minimize gender-based violence and reduce HIV prevalence, I want to emphasize that you are not alone in this fight. As graduates of this program, you now have a unique responsibility to champion change within your communities. Joint endeavor, IOM and Young Africa remain committed to working with the government and traditional leaders to address the socio-economic challenges faced by young people, particularly those from vulnerable backgrounds.
These efforts by cooperating partners are being appreciated by government.
I applaud International Organization for Migration and its partners for implementing government efforts, for indeed supplementing government efforts in addressing various issues such as sexual reproductive health rights, gender-based violence, and HIV and AIDS, and other related issues in the province. In Eastern Province, we have had a higher number of teenage pregnancies. For example, in 2023, we recorded a total of 3,070 cases of such.
Meanwhile, some of the youths shared testimonies. Furthermore, some deserving graduates were awarded startup materials.
You are receiving a business identified gardening prize of 1 solar-powered water pump.
Nakomina group tili watu watatu akasofa timachaya ma peace way wakatitana watu timapaka malaiti ya ngamba bano nasegula booth yanga.
Abigail Kashweka reporting in Chipata.
From Eastern Province, we move to Lusaka Province, where 307 students have graduated from the Zambia Institute of Banking and Financial Services. Minister of Education Douglas Siakalima, who was represented by his Permanent Secretary for Education Services, Joel Kamoko, says government is committed to prioritizing education as evident through the reformation of the school curriculum. Here are the details.
307 students have today graduated from the Zambia Institute of Banking and Financial Services. This year's 23rd graduation ceremony is being celebrated under the theme, Building a Financially Literate Society, Shaping the Future. Ministry of Education Permanent Secretary for Education Services, Joel Kamoko, officiated at the ceremony.
Government is committed to prioritize education, and this is evidence as our curriculum reforms which intend to interpret the cross-cutting issues we have about the climate change, actual education for sustainable development, financial literacy, entrepreneurship, national values and principles in the classroom. This is what we emphasize after we are given permission by Cabinet to proceed with the new curriculum. We do want to produce a Zambian who is entrepreneur-friendly, who values financial literacy, who can see his growth as part of national growth. Outcomes of quality training and education offered by the institutes in banking and financial-related disciplines have contributed immensely to the development of the financial sector, and it's a clear evidence of the Institute's commitment to supporting the national financial education agenda. Our dear graduates, I would like to assure you of government unwavering support in helping the Institute to achieve its strategic objectives in this regard. Hey, graduates, your hard work has paid off into your well-deserved success, which have come today and brought all of us to witness and celebrate.
And Zambia Institute of Banking and Financial Services President indicated the importance of financial literacy.
We are aware that through the national strategy on financial education for Zambia, government indicates the importance of providing financial education for all people throughout Zambia to ensure that they can gain the improved knowledge and skills that will help them to secure positive financial outcomes for themselves and their families. Through its curriculum, the Zambia Institute of Banking and Financial Services also strives to underscore the view that financial education has a key role to play, not only in improving knowledge about personal finance, but also in transforming this knowledge into action. Sir, I wish also to reiterate that traditional banking alone is no longer viable in the current digital environment. Therefore, professionals need to also stay up to date with current digital trends in the sector. I'm pleased to announce that at today's graduation ceremony, we are releasing a total of 307 of our members graduating at various levels of the Institute's programs. And these include 85 certificates, 85 at certificate level, 93 at diploma level, 25 at professional diploma level, 11 at advanced professional diploma level,
Meanwhile, one of the graduates gave a vote of thanks.
Express our deepest gratitude to our families and friends. Your unwavering love, encouragement, and sacrifices have been the foundation of our success. You have been our rock through the late night studies, the stressful exams, and the moments of doubt. Without your support, we would not be standing here today. Next, I would like to thank the management in my institution and as well as those other represented institutions, head of departments, and the various departmental faculties for their valuable contribution and guidance.
Munachwende for Zanis in Lusaka.
We take our first break. Stay tuned.
Dive into the Women's Month with great entertainment on Topstar. Enjoy the best of sports, series, movies, plus more for only 180 kwacha monthly subscription. Antenna Classic OD Smart. Get set for a football roller coaster with the Bundesliga as Henry Kane's Bayern Munich continue to chess log leaders Bayer Leverkusen for the top sport. Also revel in the excitement of the Saudi Pro League and witness football giants Cristiano Ronaldo, Benzema, Mane, and Fashion Sakala all in action. But there's more exciting content. Extend your entertainment to movie channels on Topstar. Intrigue yourself and family with the latest and freshest action movies on ST Movies Plus, mysterious and blockbusters on Filmbox, and the best of comedy movies on ST Zone.
Oh, that was worse, huh?
Every day. So, what are you waiting for? Download the StarTimes On app and enjoy content on the go. Subscribe today. Topstar. Enjoy digital life.
Welcome back. About 17 passengers, among them a female, escaped death in a fatal road accident after a Hayes minibus they boarded carried off the road on the accident-prone Kapiri-Ngozi stretch on the Lusaka-Chirundu Road last night. According to the driver, Joseph Monga, the accident happened after the brakes failed and the vehicle carried off the road. And briefing Chirundu District Commissioner Patrick Kasambila, Chirundu District Health Director Herbert Luhanga described the condition of the accident victims as stable and out of danger. More in this report.
Quick response by Chirundu Town Council's Fire and Rescue Services, supported by paramedics from Tendere Mission General Hospital and other emergency services providers, last night saved the lives of 17 passengers that were involved in a fatal road accident. The accident, involving a Hayes minibus, registration number ABL 5058, happened on Chirundu-Lusaka Road at a now black spot known as Kapiri-Ngozi area in Chirundu district of Southern Province. Narrating the ordeal from his hospital bed, driver of the Hayes minibus, Joseph Monga, said the accident happened when the brakes failed, thereby losing control of the vehicle before it carried off the road. Some survivors also narrated their ordeal to Chirundu District Commissioner Patrick Kasambila, who rushed to the scene of the accident and later visited the accident victims that were being attended to at Mtendere Mission General Hospital. And Chirundu District Director Health, Herbert Luhanga, updated the District Commissioner on the conditions of the accident victims currently admitted in hospital.
The current condition of the victims, all of them are stable and for different kinds of soft tissue injuries. So, from the assessments, initial assessments so far, these are victims who we feel will be managed adequately, just For any further developments, the office will still be updated. But for now, all things are
Chirundu District Commissioner Patrick Asambila expressed great sadness at the high number of fatal road accidents, especially at the Kapiringozi stretch, but assured all accident victims of best medical care and wished them a quick recovery from their injuries.
It's a sad story. Looking at the number of victims, I'm sure you said 15 males and 1 female. Yes, I've also maybe gone around. I think they're out of danger. What I would maybe want to ask that any development, please let me know. Also, let's be in touch with the health staff so that we are given full detail. They'll be able to tell us what will be the conditions of all the victims. Let's just pray to God that they'll quickly recover and then go back to their various.
Zanis reports in Chirundu District of South.
You're watching Zanis News from Mass Media Complex. Now, Zambia Information and Communications Technology Authority, ZICTA, has called on community members in Masaiti District on the Copperbelt Province to take preventive measures in ensuring that they avoid scammers. Speaking during a ZICTA Cyber Security Awareness Program in Masaiti Copperbelt Region Officer Christabel Shimbululangamu warned community members to avoid oversharing information that will expose them to scammers. Details in this report.
Zambia Information and Communications Technology Authority has trained members of the community in Masaiti District on how to be cautious about information sharing and strengthening of phone passwords to avoid cyber crimes.
Password chintu chikangala sana because number one protection. Because
a password is very important and it should be a strong password.
So strong password which comprise ama letters, ama numbers, not my character. So example I saw that Masaiti 2024 hash. NRC chitupa ni personal and private na papata. Ya kupera from mtu lepto on say
NRC and phone numbers are very important and should remain private.
Those of us in bank accounts, NAPSA, NIMA, Social Security, everything is linked to that number. Echo tuleranda team, nedo tulepere 15 to free the careful.
Masaiti District Administration Officer is happy about the sensitization program.
Madam, here in Masaiti, we have experienced issues of scammers. Many of our people have been swindled out. Certain phone or messages will come on the phone that you have received the money, the loan is approved. In the process, thousands of kwatas have been wasted through scammers. So your coming is very, very, very important. And we are grateful that you have chosen the group, those who are involved in terms of exchange of monies through their business connections and other issues related to the business which are happening in our district.
The community now know the general cyber security tips and can call 7070 toll-free line to get help. Mary Chola for Zanis in Masaiti District on the Copperbelt Province.
The Department of Child Development in the Ministry of Community Development and Social Services has commenced a robust sensitization program on the Children's Code Act No. 12 of 2022 rollout in order to build and strengthen the multi-sectoral approach. Ministry of Community Development and Social Services Director in charge of child development, Beatrice Muyambango, says it is important for parents and guardians to partner with government in the successful implementation of the Act. We have more in this report.
The Children's Code Act number 12 of 2022 recognizes the vital role parents play in a child's life. This is why the Ministry of Community Development and Social Services has engaged different stakeholders, including members of the district and provincial child protection committees, to help interpret the Children's Code Act. Ministry of Community Development and Social Services Director in charge of Child Development, Beatrice Muyambango, addressed the gathering.
The enactment of the Children's Law is a milestone, ladies and gentlemen, in realizing our national vision for child development and welfare. This seeks for a society where children survive, thrive, and realize their full potential. They must thrive, they must survive, they must realize their full potential and not running away from the land of their birth.
Meanwhile, Lusaka District Child Protection Committee Chairperson O'Neill Gia says the government should be commended for enacting the Children's Code Act.
Everyone must be a stakeholder. No one should be left out. It's a sectoral fight, as someone has already put it. And so there's a lot that we can do to help out in the fight for the rights of children, the protection of children, safeguarding and also the issue of their participation.
And Church Mother Body's representative, Pastor Stephen Mudoma, says the church is ready to work with the government in the implementation of the Children's Code Act.
The Child Code Act is not against us. It's something that we will come wholeheartedly. It's something that we must regather together and deliberate and talk on ourselves as churches. Because I think when we discuss it among ourselves, it will be easier to agree on certain things. For once, we can say we can disagree on theology, but I think when it's our children, when it's a child, there's nothing to disagree about. Abuse is abuse.
Mijalo Mwemba reporting for Zanis in Lusaka.
Masaiti District is making strides in ensuring all learners in schools sit on desks following the presidential directive. So far, over 8,000 desks have been distributed in Masaiti and Kafula-Futa constituencies, a development that has elated members of the community. Nkwachi Chanda now reports.
The local authority in Masaiti has continued the monitoring and inspection of desks being delivered to various schools in the district. The desks are aimed at improving the learning environment and enhance the educational experience by the pupils in schools as they enjoy the free education policy by government. So far, after visiting a number of schools in the district, no learner was found sitting on the floor, and this has cheered the community.
If you would like to take Bulatu Sakamana, Kunumo Kwabana, Vale Calapanch, Tabalele Mbapona Buino, Le Lobuteko, what Sakamana, Abanabis, Vale Calabuino, Apaweme, no Kulemba, Vale Mbabuino. Nine writing Monica, Pantuadi Kirapasun to Kirapaweme Mwani, Tua Tota, Apa, Epotepa Kuleka, Obuteko Mwani.
And the pupils are happy that the days of sitting on the floor are over.
Thank government to give our desks. Last time we are not sitting comfortable, but now we're sitting comfortable. I thank government so much.
Government akade twale ikala 4 3 apaso tule ikala 2 so sonde totela namukira statwale lemba bwino so tapali fya kulemba bwino so apaso tule lemba fya bwino namukira si namuama.
Masaiti district is earmarked to procure over 13,000 desks under the 2023 Constituency Development Fund allocation. Nkwachi Chanda, Zanis, Masaiti district.
We take another break, but still to come, 165 Mufulira cooperatives empowered.
Dive into the Women's Month with great entertainment on Topstar. Enjoy the best of sports, series, movies, plus more for only 180 kwacha monthly subscription. Antenna Classic OD Smart. Get set for a football roller coaster with the Bundesliga as Henry Ken's Bayern Munich continue to chess log leaders Bayer Leverkusen for the top sport. Also revel in the excitement of the Saudi Pro League and witness football giants Cristiano Ronaldo, Benzema, Mane, and Fashion Sakala all in action. But there's more exciting content. Extend your entertainment to movie channels on Topstar. Intrigue yourself and family with the latest and freshest action movies on ST Movies Plus, mysterious and blockbusters on Filmbox, and the best of comedy movies on ST Zone.
Oh, that was worse, huh?
Every day. So, what are you waiting for? Download the StarTimes On app and enjoy content on the go. Subscribe today. Topstar. Enjoy digital life.
And in one of our stories making headlines in Mufulira Central Constituency, 165 cooperatives and groups have received over 2 million kwacha from the 2024 Constituency Development Fund CDF Empowerment Grants. Acting Mufulira District Commissioner Zakeyo Kamanga says the grants will bolster economic activities and contribute towards poverty reduction in the district. Here are the details.
Under the 2024 Constituency Development Fund CDF Empowerment Grants, 165 cooperatives and groups in Mufulira Central Constituency have received funds to embark on various entrepreneurial activities. Acting Mufulira District Commissioner Zakeyo Kamanga distributed a total of 2,325,600 kwacha, emphasizing how the grants will serve as a catalyst for socio-economic change.
This initiative embodies our collective commitment to fostering economic growth and prosperity within our district. By providing these grants, we are not only investing in individual aspirations and dreams, but also in the sustainable development of our community as a whole.
Member of Parliament for Mufulira Central Constituency, Gordon Miller, cautioned recipients against succumbing to corruption, urging them to invest wisely in their businesses.
Because you deserve it. So make sure that you don't divert this man. If you have to check it out, it's corruption.
In turn, the recipients pledged to utilize the funds responsibly, ensuring that they are not misused.
The
CDF grants aim to energize economic activities in Mufulira district, making substantial strides towards poverty reduction. Rachel Chisulo, Zanis, Mufulira.
And in agriculture news, Kasama District Commissioner Annie Paul has urged farmers in the district to start embracing climate-smart agriculture practices for them to increase crop yields in the advent of climate change. Ms. Paul who officiated at the Kasama District Field Day, said climate-smart agriculture will help farmers produce more crops, which will also help improve household food security. Jafet Munkondia covered the Field Day and gives us more in this report.
Field days are important events in the agricultural sector as they help farmers learn best practices in farming to increase yield. This is why farmers from different agricultural camps in Kasama district turn up in numbers to learn new farming techniques at this year's Kasama District Field Day. Kasama District Commissioner Anipo officiated at the event.
Government is encouraging our farmers to diversify in their farming activities, as this will help to increase their incomes and also mitigate on the effects of climate change, which is ravaging our crops and livestock in other parts of our country.
Seed companies emphasize the need for farmers to embrace climate-smart agricultural practices.
Let's begin to plant maize seeds that are
disease as well as drought tolerant. That way you are assured of a successful yield at the end of the day.
New varieties that have come on board to ensure that with the climate changes we are able to help our farmers, and this is why we are here to give the information to our farmers that Seedco is there to work with the farmers, to start with the farmers and to make sure that they grow using certified seed.
We are here to interact with the farmers. We are passing on the best seeds. Then we are also interacting with the farmers, telling them on the best agricultural practices that are supposed to adopt in order to get good yields.
Farmers are happy with the event and had this to say.
Camp officers bonso kobali. So na chua masana paso tuwafuma tulemo na mabala balen yayo balima la demo yakumwena pokutira kashishinka.
Reporting for Zanis in Kasama, I'm Jafet Munkondia.
Thank you, Jafet, for that report. Now, the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources is looking for office space in Central Province as it decentralizes the process of acquiring land title. Chief Registrar Agatha Banda says the ministry wants to open an office in Kabwe in order to ease service delivery to the public.
As country's population continues to increase, the demand for land acquisition is also increasing, and the Ministry of Lands is in the process of decentralizing the process of acquiring land title to the provinces. A team of officers from the ministry is in Kabwe to find office accommodation of officers who will be sent to Central Province.
The Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources has been opening provincial lands and deeds offices. In the past, we only had Lusaka and Ndola, where we were issuing titles. So last year, we opened the Chipata and Choma offices. So this year, the ministry was restructured. We are supposed to open in all the provinces, but we're doing it progressively. So there are some provinces that we have prioritized where we've seen that there's demand for transactions. So for this year, we have earmarked Kabwe, Mongu, and Solwezi.
Provincial Permanent Secretary Miona Mwanakampwe says distance to process land title has been a challenge in the region.
Central Province is one of the provinces that has a high demand for the services that your ministry is offering. Of our provincial assignments may not have been met owing to the zealous system that has not yet been reconciled, but I'm extremely delighted that you have decided to decentralize, and you have chosen Central Province, which you have indicated that has already been gazetted, that it will be up and running within the course of this year.
For Zanis News in Kabwe, I'm Namatama Liwanga.
Our government says it is determined to build the capacity of the Zambia National Service to enable it to play a pivotal role in scaling up crop production. Minister of Defense Ambrose Lufuma says with the current drought experienced this year, more manpower is needed to mitigate the looming challenges of food shortages and smuggling of mealie. He said this during the pass-out parade of 1,471 ZNS recruits at Kabwe Training School. Audrey Kalinga has the details.
They have conquered, endured, and braved several months of hard training. These are the 1,471 recruits, men and women, who have joined the rank and file of the Zambia National Service Intake 26 of 2023 at the ZNS Kabwe Training School. The recruits have been trained in survival skills, military drills, field crafts, map reading, including basic agriculture skills. Defense Minister Ambrose Lufuma was the guest of honor.
Let me finally reiterate the Commander-in-Chief's vision, which is that of having a defense force that is oriented, that is oriented not just towards safeguarding the nation's territorial integrity, but that which, in peacetime, focuses their energies to income-generating ventures that will contribute to the resource basket of the country.
The minister said the government will continue to focus on reducing high unemployment levels and will explore avenues within and outside government.
The new Dawn government's agenda continues to focus on reducing the high unemployment levels in the country and will remain steadfast in exploring areas within and outside government where we can sustainably create job opportunities for Zambians. It's worth mentioning that the government has identified the Ministry of Defense as one of the strategic ministries to spearhead developmental activities in this country.
Zambia National Service Commander Lieutenant General Maliti Solochi said the intake has retained the majority of the recruits that were enlisted.
It is also gratifying to note that the intake has managed to retain almost all the recruits that were enlisted, which clearly demonstrates the admirable resolve and determination of the recruits to serve their country. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, let me also state that it is the service desire to have a grounded, professional, and well-equipped team of service personnel capable of responding swiftly to calls of national duty, such as the drought disaster that has currently affected our nation.
Meanwhile, ZNS Cabo School of Training Commandant Colonel Peter Mwilwa thanked the instructors and other support staff for the commitment demonstrated throughout the program.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I also wish to acknowledge the tireless efforts the instructional and other support staff demonstrated throughout the program, especially considering that we were dealing with an intake whose numbers others may have regarded as overwhelming. In addition, I will be failing in my duties if I do not express the school's profound gratitude to Zambia National Service Command for logistical and financial support, as well as administrative guidance, which was timely provided to the school throughout the training period.
Audrey Kalenga for Zanis in Cabo.
The Chadiza Council has run out of disinfectants to use in toilets at the Chanida border, leading to truck drivers and other business owners complaining of possible disease outbreaks. James Banda, Immigration Department officer in charge, who spoke on behalf of the other officers, feared that this will lead to outbreak of diseases as the toilets are not truly cleaned. And Chadiza Council Chairperson Richard Zimba has assured the public that the disinfectants will be brought to the Chanida border toilets. Jabel Zulu has more in this report.
Disinfectants are vital tools in the prevention and control of healthcare-associated infections. These infections pose a significant threat to any person's well-being, prolong hospital stays, increase healthcare costs, and in several cases can lead to fatalities. The community is fully aware of its role, but the commodities are not available in the Chanida border council toilets.
There have been concerns by truck drivers over the erratic supply of disinfectants to the ablution block by the Chadiza District Council, a development which is resulting in them feeling unappreciated for the monies that they are paying to the council as levy. Further, the members of the business community are appealing to the council to consider providing bins where they can deposit waste materials before being transported to the dumping site.
The council is aware and has an assurance.
We know we have an ablution block which is here. And as a local authority, we usually do that. We procure monthly. But when you see that there are some delayments, you know the budget that we are using now is an output-based budget. You don't just buy there and then. You need to follow it the way it's supposed to be. It's different when we used previous when there was an ABB. Now it's based on what you want to implement. So on the issue of disinfectant, I think monthly we usually do that.
The council has also given an advice to the public.
But the challenge that we have here, this toilet is not chargeable per entry. Just like any other pollution block where they pay 3/4 for using a facility. Them, they are used that once they pay a motor vehicle levy here, then they'll go and use the toilet. Meaning everyone, even those in the village, they are using the toilet. Because there is no yardstick that can give them to say these are the people who are supposed to come and use the facility.
Jubal Zulu, Zanis, Chediza District, Eastern Province.
Still in health news, Copperbelt Province Minister Elisha Matambo has commended government for reviving the Zambia Flying Doctor Service, which is serving communities in remote areas across the country. Mr. Matambo says the decision to revive the Zambia Flying Doctor Services is commendable.
In order to improve healthcare services in the country, Zambia Flying Doctor Services has launched a strategic plan and James Lawless Error Diagnostic Hub to raise resources to reach out to over 300,000 patients by next year. Copperbelt Province Minister Elisha Matambo, who graced the occasion, has commended the Zambia Flying Doctor Services for the stance it has taken to improve healthcare services.
We wish to commend the tremendous improvements that have been made by the Zambia Flying Doctor Service. I'm elated as Provincial Minister that such medical centers like the James Lawless Medical Center, where I've personally been attended, and the diagnostic hub we are opening today are being opened in my very own district, Ndola. Was to bring Zambia Flying Doctor Services to this level just below 24 months. It's not a joke. It shows that we have people are dedicated.
Ndola District Commissioner has applauded the efforts exhibited by the Zambia Flying Doctor Services.
Asking the President of the Republic of Zambia, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, Ogutira, Ushaba President, Ababantu Mabafunya Kui. This question comes as a result of the transformation that has taken place under Flying Doctor Services. I'm sure all of you know very well how dilapidated it was.
Zambia Flying Doctors Services Board Chairperson and Chief Executive Officer echoed that lives in urban areas are as important as the people in the rural areas.
Because we are grant aided, we cannot only depend on the government grant. We have to be very innovative, and thank God for the board that we've been given, a board that is very supportive, a board that gives sound direction. We have come up with a different internally generated models. The model that we are seeing today, guest of honor, is a model that will help us enhance our internal income generation.
We are raising resources to deploy in the rural areas, not for us to spend in the urban areas. We want to deploy and continue deploying these resources in the hard-to-reach areas in order for us to increase the number of specialized activities to benefit the less privileged population in the rural areas.
And in sports news, Zambian boxer Albert Ngulube has defeated South African boxer Mzolele Diei in the 57-kilogram main category at the ongoing All-Africa Games. Ngulube recorded the first win in an anonymous decision at the ongoing 13th African Games yesterday in Accra, Ghana. Meanwhile, Zambia has been ranked 14th on the medal table with 3 medals, 1 gold and 2 bronze at the ongoing All-Africa Games in Ghana. Egypt tops the table with 53 gold, 21 silver and 20 bronze, followed by Nigeria with 22 gold, 10 silver and 16 bronze. This is according to the medal table released by the All Africa Games yesterday in Accra, Ghana. That sporting item concludes Zanis news, but before we go, a recap of the headlines once again. President Hichilema assures use of support. 17 escaped death in Lusaka Chirundu RTA. About 165 Mufulira cooperatives and groups empowered. Plus, Boxer Ngulube records first win at Ghana All-African Games. On behalf of the entire Zanis production team, my name is Juliet Mtele saying bye-bye.